all? Welcome back. Hope you guys had a good start to your week. Just wanted to give you a weekly update to let you know where we are on track for November GAC return. And today we're starting off with 2024. I am leveling up my Jolie Bindu. How weird is this that we are leveling up a character to Relic to basically run him with a JMK counter? I guess there's some sort of targeting priority thing with if you have Grandmaster Yoda and Jolie in the same Jedi Master Luke squad. I guess the AI will target Grandmaster Yoda before Jolie, and Jolie can just sort of sit back and reviving people nonstop. So that's what the hall's got me going on for my JMK counter. And you know what? This isn't the worst thing because they tell me it frees up my gas. And with gas in my roster so limited right now, we're going to need gas to be doing work with the clones. So good stuff there. The next thing I wanted to talk about is big respect to CG. I mean, I can't believe this is the same CG that I came up with. So if you guys don't know, I haven't logged in for 3 years, and then I logged in, the last few weeks and getting ready my account sort of back together, and I was able to get all the Gungan marquees, all the shards from past events that I had missed. It was over 250 shards that I was able to get. So bravo for CG. That's a huge thing, man. Just to lose out on all those shards and getting them all back, like that's just super cool. Farming news, we're going to be pivoting to Starkiller. I'm told by a lot of people with what I'm farming, a lot of the requirements, Dash, Rendar, Kyle, Mara Jade, a lot of these ancillary characters that are just super interesting, sort of all align with the Starkiller farm, and there's a huge recommendation to push for that. So Starkiller will be on my horizon. While I'm not a huge fan of the character, we did play both of those games, those Force Unleashed games, on stream over the last few years, and I just sort of like, he's just a little bit too powerful and a little bit too, I'm a huge fan of Sam Witwer. I love the voice, but overall, just not a huge fan of the character. But since it's in line with all the other stuff I want to farm, I guess we're going to go for that as well. Update on the Lord Vader farm. I was able to finish off my Embo this week, which feels really good. He went to Relic 5. Tarkin is 1-ish level off from Relic 7. And then lastly, it will be Arc. I think I got to go up 4 or 5 Relic levels on Arc. I think he's like Relic 8, I believe, which is sort of a tall ask. But then we're gonna be freed up. We're gonna be done farming for Lord Vader, and we'll obviously have to build a team around this guy. A lot of the teams that I have been researching around Lord Vader seem to involve like the Ninth Sister, Inquisitors, things like that. I don't have any of that stuff. I don't know how we're going to use this guy. It's probably going to be some cobbled together team that we'll figure out. But you know what, Hall? That's always a good thing when we start cobbling stuff together, because that's when personality is born, and that's where the intros come from, and that's how it all sort of comes together. So not even worried about that. I had a really fun time this last week with the Galactic Challenge, which had the use all droids, and I think it was going against like Scoundrels and Kira and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. My roster is like super ancient and old, so the Hall gave me some recommendations on to get that achievement, get that feat for using 3 or less special moves. Ended up using CLS with that. Took a little bit of RNG, but got that one done. And then there was an all droid one as well. Ended up getting recommended Bit Dynasty's video on how to do that Galactic Challenge, and I did it with a G12 BB-8. And then a few other, Relic droids, the same comp that he used in his video. And it worked after about 60 attempts of RNG. But you know what? I always say that is when the game is just humming for me the most. When you can just feel it, like you just feel that RNG, like I'm going to get there. I'm going to punch through. I'm going to get this. And I did end up getting a max crate on that. And that feels great for my ancient account. All right, guys, let's switch over to guild updates. We are nearing 20 on our next guild. We're still looking. We've been in discussions with a few other guilds for possible mergers and things like that. I'm just going to say, guys, if you do want to come in, it's going to be a requirement for you guys to come over to the Discord and sort of get the audience and get the conversation going on Discord. We'll set up whatever channels you need to. If a merger is sort of in your future, we'll set up whatever provisions you need and make your own space on the server. But that is going to be the hub for recruitment is going to be the Discord server. So that will be a requirement sort of moving forward. Swing on by the Discord, reach out to myself or Dakab if you want to start that conversation. We are absolutely recruiting all GPs. So if you are bored within your current guild, maybe you're just looking for a change of pace, whatever it is, we prioritize community and fun over everything else. So do come on down and talk to us. As for the stream updates, we are on pace for the November return. Actually got a ton of stuff done this last week that I'm pretty proud of. I was able to finish a new interlude, which you guys will see, that continues to build on our lore, sort of where I've been outside of the game for the last 3 years. Continues to build on our in-universe lore, so I will run that interlude at the end of this video. I was able to produce my first new intro last night. It came together pretty quick. I'm excited about these two characters that are going to be in this intro. You guys are going to have to wait for November on that one. It's going to be a fun one that I can guarantee. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Also on stream, we made our first in-universe sponsor for the channel that is non-alcohol, non-beer. It is a chocolate milk. It is Kessel Nest Quick. The Hall came together with their big brain, and we've got some great stuff there. I am trying to court some third parties to develop a new starting soon screen, to develop, do voiceover work, and I'm not getting a lot of success with that. It's sort of frustrating considering that I'm throwing money at these people and then everybody's just sort of overall not very responsive. So I can't even get to the conversation of how much this stuff's going to cost. So that's sort of frustrating, but I'm continuing to try and court some third parties for editing and for voiceover work. So we'll see how that goes. I'll have more updates next week. I am ordering a ton of cosplay stuff, putting together a few new outfits because the goal of the stream is going to be feel 100% in Star Wars universe. Bring it back to the original feel of the Hall. For those that you attended the second run of GAC, it was much more different, much more meta-focused, much more serious. We're going all the way back to just having fun and just keeping it an authentic Star Wars experience. So what is happening this week in the Hall? Well, tomorrow night we're going to be live doing our swgoh workshop. You guys can swing by, just talk shop on the Hall tables, help me learn the counters, make recommendations, do some conquest, and possibly even TW with the Chromium Cowboys live in the Hall. Wednesday and Thursday, we will be continuing our Jedi Survivor Grandmaster run. We started that last week, and that continues on. Friday will be Fall Guys Community Night again. Last Friday, we had 24 people for custom lobbies in Fall Guys, and man, it was awesome. Free game. Come on down and play with us. It is such a fun time. We drink, we listen to music, and we just hang out as a community, and I can't recommend it enough. I'll see if I can reach out to my contacts over at Epic to see if we can get some giveaways for that night. I am part of the Epic Fall Guys Partner Program. So lots of exciting stuff happening this week in the Hall. Do stay tuned. Be sure to comment down below, leave a like, and let me know what you think. I'm so happy to be back in Galaxy of Heroes, and I wish you all the best week. We will see you guys soon. May the Force be with you.
I owed my freedom to the Chromium Cowboys, a rogue group of holotable hustlers and ex-spice runners looking to restore planet-side power to the people. Their leaders shouted to head south on the swoop bikes, evading Pike checkpoints by taking a riskier route to the Jundland Wastes. The sands of Tatooine are harsh to the skin, but skin heals in time. What could the sands have done to a hall that stood vacant for many years? Crashing dune after dune, suddenly the exterior of a building revealed itself on the horizon. My pulse quickened. I mashed on the accelerator, and the swoop screamed like a banshee, cresting that one final dune. Suddenly, my anticipation cascaded into absolute despair. There stood my hull, ravaged and pillaged, stripped of all its material and beauty, beaten down by the sands of time. This husk housed nothing but the echoes of the past. Phil's skiff lay wrecked at the entrance, the B-17 barge completely junked by Jawas, the holotables, and the pleasure pit, void of life and debauchery. My knees, they weakened. So many questions raced through my mind. Who was responsible for my imprisonment? Who was leading the pikes? Where was this new daimyo? How could this happen? A glove snaps, and I come to my senses. A Chromium companion extends their hand, only to say, "Fear not, my brother. We will rebuild."